Hey crafty friends, this is Gail. Welcome to another stitching crafty update. Today it's Saturday, it's the 16th of September 2023. Welcome. If you're a regular watcher, welcome, and if you're a new watcher, welcome. It's been a couple of weeks since the last update. Stats haven't changed. We're still sitting at 27 WIPs. I have worked on 4 projects in the last couple of weeks. I've done a little bit of diamond painting, no finishes, no starts, no FFOs, and no haul. Who am I, right? No haul. I have ordered a couple of things to come from 123 Stitch. I'm just waiting for that to come. But yeah, nothing that's, you know, overly piqued my interest. You'll see the hand is all better now, thank goodness. That was annoying having to wear that for, you know, a week or so. But I wanted to say a very big hello. I have a very, very excited watcher who watches my videos each week, Aiden. Hello, Aiden. Aiden is a delightful young little man, and I meant to say hello to him in the last video and I completely forgot. So I'm sorry, Aiden, but hello, Aiden. Be a good boy for mum, all right? So that big shout out goes to Aiden. So yeah, it's going to be a quick video today. As I said, I only worked on 4 projects and some diamond painting and a little bit of a life update at the end. But let's share the diamond painting. So what I've been working on is a round diamond painting from Huracan off AliExpress. It's a 50 by 70 centimetre. It's a round. It has 48 colours, and it's like a wet London cafe street scene. So this is where we're up to now. So last time I was sort of up to here. I've come all the way down. I've done the umbrella. It looks so much better in the camera thing, in the camera viewfinder, because when you're looking at it close up, you miss all the details. So the umbrella, the started the flowers for sale, and up the top I'm starting the bridge. So yeah, that's where we're at now. So done a few more on that, which has been good. I'll see if I can put some more in this weekend. But I've pulled out a couple of oldies out of the WIP cupboard. What I think happened is when I had my friend over for dinner and we went through and we permanently UFO'd some of my WIPs, I rediscovered some of these WIPs and I'm like, I really want to stitch on them. So one that I have pulled out is, so if you can hear that, that's Ollie outside barking, is by Long Dog Samplers. It's Crossword. So this one, I'm stitching this on a piece of 16 count Ada that was hand dyed from Juliet, Crafted by Juliet. She called it Boysenberries and Custard, and I'm stitching it using black silk from Silks for You. So 2 strands, 2 over 1. So that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. For this one, I really wanted the fabric to shine, which is why I am stitching it in black silk, because I want the fabric to pop. This fabric pops anyway, as does all of Juliet's beautiful, beautiful fabric. I'm going to try and move the thread down because I was working on it the other day. That's where we're at. So look at this fabric. Isn't this fabric stunning? It is beautiful fabric. And I will bring it in so you can sort of see where we're at with it. So what I've been stitching on, I had a little bit of this motif, but none of this was done. I had the words in the boxes. So what I've done is I have finished off this motif, stitched my little Batman Bird of Doom. That's what his name is officially now, Batman Bird of Doom. And then I came down and I did all of this design, have come down, done, this is Ollie. That's what Ollie looks like when he's running around the backyard, like without a care in the world, living his best life. So yeah, that's Ollie in cross stitch, and now I'm coming down. So yeah, I've done a fair bit on this, and I like doing it on the black silk because it means I don't have to think about it. I just, you know, put it in the way I go. So yeah, that's where we're up to on this one. So I'll leave this one out and do a bit more on this one. This one's been very good. So that is Crossword by Long Dog Samplers. The other one that I've been doing quite a bit of stitching on is another old WIP that I pulled out and I shared with you last update. It's by Plum Street Samplers. It's Olga's Autumn Stocking. which is this one here. And this one, I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count linen. I think it's a fabric flare linen. It's like a mottled apricot, but that's only on one side, so it's obviously printed. And I'm doing the DMC conversion, a full cross, 2/2. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. And if you want to see where we were up to last time, by all means, please go and have a look at the video from last fortnight. But I have done quite a bit on it. Fold it in half so you can see. Because this is a long, like a skinny long piece, there's lots of fabric at the bottom to compensate for, I'm sort of trying to fold it over. So that's where we're at the moment. So as you can see, I've fully finished pages 1 and 2 up the top, and I'm nearly finished pages 3 and 4. So I've completely finished the tree now with the acorn and the little bits and the birds. I've come down, I had already done the moon and part of the cat. That's where we were at when I pulled this WIP out. So I've done some little bits around, and I'm in the process of constructing a house. So I pull this so you can see what's going on. I really like the strong colours of the DMC conversion against this fabric. They're really autumnal colours, and if I do say so myself, I think I've made a really good choice of the fabric for this one. I think it plays off with the colours really, really well. This cat, the most disinterested cat ever. Look at him. He's like, do I have to be here? Really? Do I have to be here? That's Olga. So yes, as you can see, I'm in the middle of constructing a house. Both in cross stitch and in my future plans. So yeah. So there, that's where we're at so far. Olga's autumn stocking. As you can see, it's quite long because, yeah, it's long and skinny. So that's where we're at with that one. So I've been doing quite a bit of work on that. I have enjoyed stitching on that one immensely, and that will stay out for me to do some more stitching on. Another one that I pulled out, an old WIP that I haven't worked on for years. This is an Our Forest embroidery chart downloadable from the Our Forest embroidery website. It's the coffee sampler. I also have the tea sampler all kitted up as well, but I'm not going to be starting that just yet. But yeah, that's a coffee sampler. And this one, I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count linen in the colourway Lavender Ice from Jay's X Stitch off Etsy. Jay's an Australian dyer who dyes with all natural products, and her fabric is gorgeous. I'm doing using DMC full cross 2/2. So I'll show you where I'm at with this one. Do you like my leader minder? It's like Luke's from the Gilmore Girls, because no coffee. So yeah, that's where we're at with this one. I'd only had a little bit done on this when I picked it up. I had the door done and the 2 little windows and some of the red, but as you can see, I've done a fair bit more. So that was quite interesting to do. But I think, if I'm being honest, I'm more excited about stitching on Crossword and Olga's Autumn Stocking. So I think I'll concentrate on those 2 with a bit of this one thrown in, because I'm still not in the right headspace to stitch on the chatelaine again just yet. So lucky last piece I've been working on. He's an oldie but a goodie, and he is he's a definite favourite with the subscribers. It's my mate Stanley. This is my Heaven and Earth design piece. It is the Fish Juggler by Randall Spangler. I have been stitching this for a very, very long time, since 2010. So it's 13 years old this year. No way I'm going to get it finished this year, but who knows, we may get it finished next year. I'm stitching this on 18 count Aida, a full cross, 2/1. This is what it is going to look like when it's finished. At the moment, I'm down here. I'm down in this space here, and I'm just stitching a sea of black at the moment. So I pulled the laptop out last weekend, and I did work on it all last weekend. Once I've finished filming, I've got to do some washing today. I've had to go to the grocery store this morning and buy groceries, so I've done that. I've got to do some washing. So as I'm starting to upload the video, then I'll get the laptop and I'll work on it again this weekend. And at the same time, I'm going to be watching a show on a series on Binge that my mate Michelle recommended that I watch when we had our catch up last night. So I'll be doing that while I'm stitching on Stanley. So you haven't seen him for a while. For all my new subscribers, I have done an awful lot of work on this piece. This is a huge piece, and yeah, he will be finished. Hopefully I will finish him next year, early on in the year, because I do want to get him framed while we're still living up here from the local framer over at Liverpool. She frames things beautifully, and I want to get her to frame it so I can hang him up in my new craft room when we move down to South Australia. And I'm going to have to roll back because, yeah, that's where we're at with him. I love him. He's my boy. Stanley's the man. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm about 160-something thousand stitches in out of 200 and so. I don't normally keep stats, but of course pattern like stats like this, like counting stitches and whatnot, but Pattern Keeper gives it to you. So yeah, I think I'm at like 160-something thousand stitches out of like 239,000. I've got something like 72,000 stitches left to go, and I'm at like 64 point something %. So yeah, so that's where we're at in its entirety. What I'll do, I will come and I'll give you a close-up of him. I'll do a roll-up as we normally do. It's really dirty, needs a really good wash, but this is where we're at. I love the expression on this fish's face. It's like, oh! So yeah, this is where we're at. And the fish in the pocket. So I'm down here at the moment. I'm down here and I'm stitching a sorry, that's a bit of fluff on here, on there. The black coverage is really good. This is just DMC 310, 2 strands, full cross. So you can see the coverage is really, really good. There is a spot there because there's a different coloured stitch and a spot there. So I don't have any issues at all stitching full coverage with DMC full cross. 2/1 on 18 count. As you can see, the coverage is really, really good. You can't see any white in that at all. And that there is the silhouette. You see this little star thing hanging off there? What that is the start of that. That's that silhouette starting there. So yeah, that's my Stanley. That's my man. He's come out again to play, and yeah, we're definitely going to be stitching some more on him this weekend. As I said, I would really like to get him finished next year, by the first part of next year, so that way then I can go and get him framed. If I can get him finished by like next year, I've plans for next year. Let's just jump right into plans, all right? So my plans for next year, because, you know, we're building the new house and moving next year. We still haven't settled on the land yet. Hopefully middle of this week. We've had contact with the new bank that we're going to refinance our mortgage with, so we can redraw on that to get the funds to buy the land and build. We spoke to the broker late yesterday, and he said by Wednesday we'll have the green light go ahead. He doesn't see any issue for that to happen, but we're both quite sort of, let's just wait until we actually get the sign off before we put in an offer on the block of land. I fly down to Adelaide next Saturday, so this time next week I'll be in Adelaide. So next week I'm not going to have as much stitching to do because work's been really busy, good but busy. And we have an off-site down in Bowral on Thursday and Friday of next week, so I won't be doing any stitching because I'll be down there. Then I come home Friday night, and then I fly out for Adelaide early Saturday morning, and I don't come back till like late Sunday afternoon. So, and to get into the city, to the airport in Sydney from here, it's about an hour and a half drive. away for us to get to the airport. So I'll be home late Sunday. So I'm not going to get as much stitching towards the end of next week. But yeah, we'll get what stitching in that we can. And yeah, so flying down to Adelaide, we're going to go look at the property. We have been looking at a couple of other blocks as well, just in case this block doesn't pan out for whatever reason. And whilst they're good, viable options, I think we really have our heart set on this block of land. So we'll wait and see about that. Yeah, so the plan is for next year, I'm still going to do my series of stitching next year. I have quite a few series to stitch, and I'm going to be pulling out those series that I know that I want to stitch on. So I'll have those put aside, because what's going to happen as soon as we've signed off and the sale has gone through on the block of land down in South Australia, we're going to start packing up all like non-essentials per se, and systematically move bits and pieces down there. Shane's going to build a massive, great big warehouse down there, and we're going to start moving furniture down there bit by bit, so we don't have to make a massive big move at the end. So what my plan is, I'm going to keep out Stanley, so that way then I have Stanley. Now I hope to have Stanley finished by the middle of next year, and it means then we're not moving towards the end of next year. So my plan is I'm going to keep out Stanley, and I'm also going to keep out Christmas 2 by Ciro Marchetti, which is my other Haid that I have. So that way then I've always got a large project to stitch on. The rest of my time next year is going to be spent stitching on series stitching. So I'm going to pull out the different series that I have to stitch, and I'm going to keep all of my DMC thread collection here as well. That's going to be one of the last things that gets moved down to South Australia. So that way then I have all of the threads and everything that I need. And I'm just going to systematically stitch up all of the different, because they're tiny, most of these series are tiny. I've got Lizzie Kate's and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I've got Lizzie Kate's, I've got like Country Cottage Needleworks, all of those sort of things. So I'm going to pull out the ones that I have, essentially at least the fabric for them, and the charts, and have all of those. So I've got those to stitch on during the course of the year, along with my 2 Haids, and that's going to be my stitching for next year, because everything else, yeah, as time goes on, from I would probably say from, you know, end of January of next year moving forward, you may start to see some things change behind, because I'm still working, so the desk will be here and everything else, but the stuff behind might start to sort of go, because we'll be packing up non-essentials and moving stuff and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's very exciting. Logistically, there's lots to organise. We're making an appointment. Shane comes back from Shane's currently in Adelaide. He flew from Brisbane down to Adelaide the other day. I meet him down in Adelaide, and then as I'm flying back to Sydney on the Sunday, he's flying from Adelaide to Brisbane to do work in Brisbane. Then he goes back down to Adelaide, and then he drives home. So he'll be home 2 weeks today. He'll be home, and then he is home then for that next 2 week time period, and then we go overseas for 2 weeks. We're going to, and most of you already know, but we're flying to Auckland. We're getting on a cruise boat, and we're doing an 8-night Fijian island cruise, and then coming back to Auckland, spending about 5 days travelling around the North Island of New Zealand, and then coming home. So he'll be home for that. But we're hoping that as soon as he's back, so there's Gracie, like clockwork, right? As soon as we're back, as soon as he's back, we're going to make an appointment to go and see the kit home company so we can choose colours. So I have the colours chosen in my head, so we're all right to go. Gracie update, the cone of silence is off now. Took her down to the vet on Friday of week before last, and she it looks like she's going to have more surgery. So he said we're about 85% there. We just got to keep an eye on her. But he said it's not super urgent. It can wait until, oh, here comes Fonty. It can wait until we come back from being overseas. And then when we come back from overseas, we'll get in contact with him because, yeah, it looks like she might have to have some more revision surgery. So, yeah, we'll look at it then. So, yeah, but otherwise, that's it. Nothing really else exciting going on. Oh, do you like my shirt? It's my M&M shirt. I love this shirt. What else been going on? Nothing much. Oh, quick shout out to my mate Laura. Hey, Laura from Stitching in the Shores in the US. I'll link Laura's video down below. Laura very kindly sort of watched my last video about my WIP culling and mentioned it on her video. So thanks so much, Laura. I got a couple of extras, a couple of your subscribers come across and subscribe to my channel from that. So thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Love Laura's work. By all means, if you're not watching Laura, go and check her out because she's a great stitcher and she's a lovely person. She's a lovely human being. So why wouldn't you want to go and watch some lovely people that brings a smile on your face? That's me. Done. I'll catch you guys in 2 weeks' time. Hopefully on my trip down to Adelaide, I'll try and take some footage as I'm traveling down there so you guys can see the land and all of that sort of stuff. And I'll compile it into a little video so that way then in the next stitching update in 2 weeks' time, yeah, I can show you the land that we've purchased and the start of our relocation journey. So stay tuned for that. But that's me done. So in the next couple of weeks, whatever you're doing, please stay safe, stay well, happy crafting, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.